If we can go into the chat room function of the platform and just drop in either what was a new learning you had over the last couple days or something you're excited for now. All right. Looks great. Great. All right. Yeah. So what's interesting about this is, and I may have mentioned this before, but this 1 minute pitch is so much more than just an introduction you give when someone asks, "What does your company do?" Um, it really can and should become the foundational like backbone that you structure all of your messaging off of, whether it's an investor pitch deck, whether it's content marketing, whether it's social posts, et cetera, et cetera. Um, like the right approach line, for example, you can almost envision like that being on a billboard, right? Um, like in our last cohort, we had a company that was in like data privacy solutions and and like compliance management around data privacy. And the approach statement that we came up with was cover your privacy parts. And like, you can imagine that being on a billboard, right? Or the low rent version of that is creating a whole series of like social media images, like posts about that. But it actually is talking, it's actually about data at the end of the day.
Hmm.
So there's a lot you can do with the messaging that you build through this process. So today is our final session. It's almost like your graduation day, if you will. And actually, to that extent, what we have at the end of this, for everyone who gets like my official thumbs up and like I think you're ready to go, um, you will receive a digital badge that you can put on your LinkedIn profile that says you're 1 minute pitch certified, and then use that as an exposure play to get people looking at your profile, potentially reaching out directly to you. And we'll give you the information to get set up for that, presuming that you qualify for it. Okay, so today with final pitches and feedback will be what I want you to do is give the pitch, and then we'll kind of do it in the way that we did in like the original, which is everyone will close their eyes, you will give your pitch, and then we'll pull up your screen share and make any final recommendations or revisions. So Scott, let's go ahead and start with you.
All right. Should I do the underwriting pitch, the one we worked on?
Yeah, I would say start with that one, and then with remaining time, we can come back and listen to your other one.
Okay. Sounds good.
I'll put a timer on it as well.
Perfect. All right. Let me know when you're ready.
When you start, I will start the timer.
Okay. Life insurance policies are determined by an applicant's health, but as underwriters, getting a true understanding of their health goes beyond the application. It means deciphering doctor's notes and sifting through 1,000-page medical records that miss key details and duplicate information. Plus, rules engines go stale, and the smart AI sometimes invents key facts. One overlooked note turns into a $5 million claim. Suddenly, the quarter's in cardiac arrest. Get to the heart of the data with Gazooned. Our multi-expert engine compiles every data point. Whether clean or messy, we identify gaps and duplicates and scrape the data against all types of health conditions to produce a transparent recommendation. You get everything you need to make the right decision and keep premiums pumping, issuing offers while the applicant's coffee is still warm. Carriers set a $15.9 billion premium record last year, yet billions more still evaporated. We're raising capital to get underwriters straight to the heart of every case. Put underwriting into a healthy rhythm at gazoonhealthdata.com.
Nice. All right. How does that feel?
Pretty good. I mean, still need to kind of memorize it so I get like the inflections and things right. But I mean, it feels smooth other than just kind of practicing a few more times.
Yeah. Sorry, I didn't realize I still had the screen share up during that. That was my
Oh.
bad. Yeah, I think a lot of it sounded really good to me, and like the inflection point. I think the knowing that duplicate is actually duplicate in that one line
Yeah,
in the problem is I think the you might need to almost like put like quotes around it or spell it duplicate like KATE,
yeah,
just for the purpose of knowing that that's how you should be saying it.
yeah. As soon as I said, as soon as it came out of my mouth, it's like, damn it.
But yeah, overall, I like the flow of information and everything in that. Mary, what's your sort of reaction to hearing that and any feedback that you have?
Yeah, I thought it was very I thought it was very clear and engaging, right? And it pulls you through. I like how he said get to the heart of the matter, and then he followed with the um, the statements. But I thought it was really, I understood exactly what he was talking about, even though I'm not in that field. So it's very
Right.
clear and entertaining.
Was there any part of it that like it started to drop off for you or that it got unclear?
No, no.
Okay, that's good. Um, I clocked you at a 1 minute, 2 second, 2.53 seconds. So that's either a cadence or a couple words away from being under a minute.
Okay.
Um,
Yeah, I know I'd stammered like once or twice too, so I think just kind of that pause and that kind of clunkiness, I think I'll just practice. I'll probably get that right in time.
yeah. Can you pull up your document on the screen share?
Yeah. Is it showing the right screen?
Yeah. Okay. Yeah, I believe this is the one you want us to look at underneath updated. Yeah.
Yep.
Okay. Life insurance policies are determined by an applicant's health, but as underwriters, getting a true understanding of their health goes beyond the application. It means deciphering doctor's notes and sifting through 1,000-page medical records that miss key details and duplicate information. Yeah, I almost wonder if there's a different way to say duplicate information that miss key details, sifting through 1,000-page medical records that miss key details. Maybe, what if you flipped it? So you said 1,000-page medical records that duplicate information and still miss key details. So that way it's almost like the meaning got even more severe because it's like even in duplicating information, there's still stuff missing. Plus, rules engines go stale, and the smart AI sometimes invents key facts. One overlooked note turns into a $5 million claim. Suddenly, the quarter's in cardiac arrest. So if we come back to the smart AI part, plus rules engines go stale, and the smart AI. So when you say that, you kind of got to like give the air quotes with your voice. So it's like, plus rules engines go stale, and the smart AI sometimes invents key facts.
Mhm.
Now, you may decide that you drop the sometimes and you just say invents key facts and just kind of treat it as like that's what it is. Now, I know it's not always true, but if it's plausible enough, you could probably get away with being more like black and white about it.
Yeah, I think that makes sense. I mean, like one stat I use in my pitch deck is like up to 25% of clinical details from like a chat GPT are hallucinations.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
it's 1 in 4. So I mean, I think it gives it enough credibility to say, yeah, this happens.
And then I think instead of key facts, I think it invents its own facts. Yeah. And just to further, just a note on the dropping the sometimes. A lot of like in most cases when we are heightening this problem, it just makes more sense to just make it like the reality, even if it's not always true. There are some cases where you don't want to do that. And like the one I come back to is like years ago, there was this STD, STI prevention platform that we were working with. And I think it was the opening line or somewhere in the problem, we said, sometimes when you go out and have a good time, you catch more than just feelings. Now, funny and everything, but like that's a case where it makes it funnier if you have the sometimes, but also probably too extreme to say every time you go and have a good time, you catch more than feelings.
Yeah, it makes sense.
But I think this one you can get away with dropping the sometimes or the might.
Yeah.
Okay, one overlooked note turns into a $5 million claim. Suddenly, the quarter's in cardiac arrest. Get to the heart of the data with Gassoond. Our multi-expert engine compiles every data point. Whether clean or messy, we identify gaps and duplicates and scrape the data against all types of health conditions to produce a transparent recommendation. You get everything you need to make the right decision and keep premiums pumping. Issuing offers while the applicant's coffee is still warm. One thing that I think might need to be adjusted is, can you scroll back up to the problem section? So if we say the coffee is still warm in the closing, I think we need a more clear mention of how much time it takes in the problem. And that could be like as simple as saying, but as underwriters, getting a true understanding of their health goes beyond the application. It's weeks of deciphering doctor's notes.
Yeah.
I assume that that's accurate. I don't know if that is.
Yeah, weeks or months. I mean, it can take 2 to 3 months to get records and sort through it and stuff like that.
Okay. All right. It's weeks of deciphering doctors. So now the coffee is still warm. There's a reason why that is there.
Yep.
You get everything you need to make the right decision and keep premiums pumping. Issuing offers while the applicant's coffee is still warm. Now come to our action. Carriers set a $15.9 billion premium record last year, yet billions more still evaporated. We're raising capital to get underwriters straight to the heart of every case. Put underwriting into a healthy rhythm at GassoondHealthyData.com. Yeah, I think we're good. With those, I think any edit we made, it was like a 1-for-1. So like where we added, we also cut. So I don't think we really added time.
Right.
Yeah, so I'd say you're I'd say you're at a minute just with a little cadence adjustment. Maybe you I think the one sentence you may decide to adjust is the closing of the solution. Just potentially playing around with the sentence structure
Mhm.
to uh, to make it like a second shorter.
Yeah.
Because I almost wonder if the and keep premiums pumping is a little redundant. If you get everything you need to make the right decision, comma, issuing offers while the applicant's coffee is still warm.
Yeah, I
But
mean, it does kind of tie the premiums to the market size, but I don't know if it's like that essential to have that alignment there.
I don't think you're losing really anything if you don't have that, because we know we're talking
Yeah.
about like insurance anyways. I also think it'll be easier to say to not have two back-to-back ing words.
Oh, yeah, good point.
You get everything you need to make the right decision, issuing offers while the applicant's coffee is still warm.
Yeah, it does seem to flow a little bit more.
Yeah, yeah. I think that'll put you at 59 seconds.
Yep.
Okay, so I think the last thing then is just copy paste this into like the next into there's like a your final pitch in session 4.
Okay.
You can like remove the micro headers of what aspect of the pitch are you referring to, and just all of your problem goes under P, approach goes under A, all of solution goes under S, and so forth.
Okay.
That way you just have it in one clean view.
Yep. That makes sense.
Awesome. All right, well done.
Thank
Let's
you.
jump over to Mary.
I'm still working on mine since I was gone last week. So maybe the next person can go up. I haven't gotten to my action yet.
Why don't we go with what you have right now? Because Tharesh has not joined. Well, unless we go to Scott's other pitch and you just want another couple
Okay.
minutes to work on
No,
yours.
I can go. It's fine.
Okay.
With okay.
And I will start the timer whenever you begin, and we'll both close our eyes now and listen.
Okay. Blue check marks and thousands of followers. It feels like everyone else is living their best life. And the only way to keep up is to skill up. Because if we don't, we're stuck doing work that drains us and hardly pays us. But TikTok is too distracting. Online courses are packed full of videos and a best of luck. And YouTube is all captions with no clear actions. Whether you are trying to learn a new skill or do something more with your current skills, there's simply no place to get better so you can do better. To get better so we can do better. Seek a new reality with Seek. From basketball drills to living your best life, learn directly from world's top professionals and coaches through live sessions. Need a better jump shot? Get guidance directly from Jimmy Butler. Working on how to sing? Get feedback from, let's see, or get feedback from a coach that actually helps you hit the notes. Creating AI music, but don't have a home for it? Share it and sell it on Seek.
All right, that's as far as we've gotten so far, right?
Yeah, and it's Seek is a social media platform that helps you find your purpose so you can get paid.
All right, cool. How are you feeling about it so far?
I'm feeling good. Like I'm going in the right direction. I just need to add, I just need to tweak just a couple of things and then add the final action.
Got it. Okay. I'll let Scott give any thoughts or feedback he has.
Yeah, I mean, it's really, really exciting. I mean, just kind of like you said, Mary, like I want to go like check the site out. The only thing that I wonder, just knowing the name is spelled CEEK, is does it create confusion saying seek, what is it, seek a new reality with seek? Like I would think to myself, like, oh, is it seek.com? Like that. I don't know if that's just me or, but like it that may be a little confusing. Uh,
Mhm.
but I do like how the words kind of fit together, but I just wonder if like people are gonna like, oh, I'm just gonna type seek.com and like it's like, why didn't I get there? But I don't know. That's the only thing that kind of like stuck in my head. Everything else like just flows really well.
Interesting point.
Mhm.
Unfortunately, in the spoken word, there's only so much we can do unless we specifically say at ceek.com, which then just adds unnecessary time to it.
Yeah.
But maybe the action step, the very end, is the spelling out of the website.
Yeah, that's
CE.
what I usually do. Like at the very end, I say, and that's, join us on seek.com, and that's seek with a C.
Yeah.
C. Yeah.
Yeah. Seek with a C. Yeah. Perfect.
Yeah, that probably pulls it all together.
So obviously you're still kind of like learning it as you're saying it. And so the cadence is not there. So you were at just about a minute 15 in getting through the solution, and the problem touched about 30 seconds. We want the problem to be max 20, like 22 is the sweet spot, 25 is the max. But again, I know some of that is just kind of like I know I can tell you're like thinking about it as you're saying it. So it might not be that the words are too long. It might just be a matter of practicing it. I think, can you pull up your screen share?
Yes. Wait, I think it's the wrong one. Let's see. Let me bring it up let me close the document. Let's see.
Thing like Microsoft Word ruining formatting. Okay. So I'm going to do a read through. I can usually pick up cadence quicker, so I'm going to see how long it takes me to get through this to see what kind of our true time is at.
Okay.
Blue check marks and thousands of followers. It feels like everyone else is living their best life, and the only way to keep up is to skill up. Because if we don't, we're stuck doing work that drains us and hardly pays us. But TikTok is too distracting. Online courses are a pack of videos and a best of luck note. And YouTube is all captions without clear actions. Whether we're trying to learn a new skill or do something more with our current skills, there's simply no outlet to get better so we can do better. Seek a new reality with Seek. From basketball drills to living your best life, learn directly from the world's top professionals through interactive sessions. Need a better jump shot? Get guidance directly from the Miami Heat. Working on how to sing? Get feedback from Sting. Creating AI music but don't have a home for it? Share and sell it to the world on Seek. Seek is social media to find your purpose so you can get paid. And that was 49 seconds. And I know in the version that you were working on just now that you read, you used like Jimmy Butler as a reference, and then you had a different thing on the singing. I think you'll have two different ways you can take this. Because if you say Jimmy Butler, whatever second example you give has to also then be an interesting or famous person or like known expert. You can't do like learn from Jimmy Butler and then like learn from an experienced singing coach, you know? It like it's too steep of a drop off.
Okay.
So and I don't know if like was it Sting that I saw in the video on your site, or was it someone else?
Oh, Bon Jovi.
Oh, it was Bon Jovi. Oh, okay.
Yeah.
All right.
I think Sting is on there too, but he has it's a video, it's a concert. Yeah.
Okay. So that would be like, I don't know if anything rhymes with Jovi that has to do with singing. Need to hit the note with there's no note sound that is like Ovi, right?
Ovi, that's Drake. OVO.
Yeah. Don't be an OV ho. So I'm wondering then if maybe your solution is like, because it's also, and this is where I need your help, like it is the Jimmy Butlers and the Bon Jovis, but it's also like your everyday person who's able to like sell, right? And
Yeah, it's more of your everyday people too, especially the coaching. The life coaching is all life coaches, it's not celebrities per se. Um, so we want to make sure that we communicate that they're not always going to get a celebrity.
okay. So maybe we say from I don't living your best life is such a broad statement. It doesn't like mean anything. So I think we need to use like a tactical thing.
Okay.
So like because basketball drills is a very specific skill, right? So
Mhm.
I think you should pick a skill and let's just say it's um what was the version we had before? We said coding skills.
Yeah, coding skills.
Um so for argument's sake, let's say it's coding skills. Um from basketball drills to coding skills, learn from everyone uh, or learn from the likes of NBA players all the way to undiscovered talent who are experts in their field.
Mhm. To maybe proven experts.
Yeah, yeah. But I think that undiscovered word is key because it's like the that is the spectrum. You would have the people who are the most famous professional all the way to those who are probably the best teachers, but you just don't know about them yet.
Mhm.
Um,
Or maybe experts that may be new to you.
or maybe we say to tomorrow's from NBA talent to experts that may be new to you is like it's almost like too like soft. Um,
Industry leaders.
well, let's see here. From basketball drills to coding skills, learn directly from the world's top professionals through interactive sessions. Need a better jump shot. So I guess the next part is when we actually go into the mentioning of specifics. Scott, any thoughts on this?
Yeah, I'm trying to, because I mean, at first I was thinking like the next undiscovered celebrity or something like that, like kind of find your celebrity at Seek or something like that. Because I mean, you want, and I'm assuming you want people to come on to the site and kind of post videos to kind of become the next big thing. Is that kind of my understanding of it, or?
This will be addressing those people that are going to come get, coaching or advice from
Oh,
the
the people seeking advice.
yeah, the people seeking it. Yeah.
Let's see.
So I guess we're trying to describe the industry, the proven experts. My only calling them undiscovered, I don't want, like the doctor somewhere that feels like he's the top of his industry to feel like, oh,
Yeah, I hear you. Yeah, like they
yeah. they're stars of their own right. Yeah, in their own right.
What would a doctor do on this platform?
A doctor, actually, we're working with Baptist Health, and basically what they do is work with coaching other doctors that, may be going through problems.
Okay.
Yeah.
Hmm. What are other industries or industry examples?
We have, let's see, so Baptist Health, um, we even have a company that does jewelry, and they kind of teach about um, responsible sourcing and stuff like that to other people that want to be able to buy. So it could be really any industry. Pilot, we have pilot training that we're in the process of getting a contract with a company that wants to upskill UPS drivers to pilots. Let's see.
Okay, pilots meaning like flying a plane.
Yeah, flying the eVTOLs. So they have, it's an electric aviation company that has these new planes that they want to reskill, mainly um, gamers and also UPS drivers.
Okay. Um, so then maybe it's instead of working on how to sing, we say from expert pilots. So it's like want to fly, get
Mhm.
lessons from expert pilots.
Mhm.
Then I think it's okay if you say Jimmy Butler because we've shifted like no one knows. There's no famous pilots, right?
Mhm.
Um, so then I think it works better if you move it away. Like singing is such a public industry.
Mhm.
So I think you'd have to go with like something that's not such a well-known topic or industry.
Mhm.
So need a better jump shot. Get guidance from Jimmy Butler, directly from Jimmy Butler. Um, Want to learn to fly or
Or, or maybe even the want to learn to fly, ready for new adventure.
yeah, ready for a new adventure. Learn to fly from expert pilots.
Mhm.
And then that third sentence could probably be like, need a home for your AI music creations, share and sell it to the world on Seek.
Mhm. Or because a lot of the AI people, the people with the AI catalogs, they are trying to earn from it. So they want to monetize or need to sell, need to, make money
Well, that's
from.
why I think like the answer is share and sell it to the world. So, or maybe it's need exposure for your AI music creations,
Okay.
share and sell it to the world on Seek.
Okay. Oh, need fans or need an audience,
Yeah, there you go. Need fans for your
AI music.
yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
Um Now your action, let's do like some live editing of the doc directly. With basketball drills to skip the world's top professionals through interactive session. Need a better jump shot. How did you frame the Jimmy Butler thing?
I think it was learn directly. Yeah.
Did you just change Miami Heat to Jimmy Butler?
Yeah, I just changed it. Yeah. Learn directly from Jimmy Butler. Yeah.
Did we say get coaching from Jimmy Butler?
I think we said learn directly.
But could we say get coaching?
Yeah. Yeah. Get coached or get coaching. Yeah. Or get insights.
And then we change this one. What do we say?
Need fans.
No, this was the pilot one. How did you
Oh, the
frame it?
pilot. Yeah.
You
Ready
said
for new adventure.
ready for a new adventure. Learn to fly
Mhm.
with expert. Need
I wonder if we should say from the comfort of your home so they don't think they gotta go out somewhere and get in a plane.
Right. Okay. Ready for a new adventure?
So learn to fly with expert pilots from the comfort of your home or from your couch or something.
Or we just say fly with expert pilots from your couch.
Okay.
Need fans for your AI. So, all right, let's see. That should probably be about 48 seconds again, but let me read it again. Blue check marks and thousands of followers. It feels like everyone else is living their best life, and the only way to keep up is to skill up. Because if we don't, we're stuck doing work that drains us and hardly pays us. But TikTok is too distracting. Online courses are a pack of videos with a best of luck note, and YouTube is all captions without clear actions. Whether we're trying to learn a new skill or do something more with our current skills, there's simply no outlet to get better so we can do better. Seek a new reality with Seek. From basketball drills to coding skills, learn directly from the world's top professionals through interactive sessions. Need a better jump shot? Get insights from Jimmy Butler. Ready for a new adventure? Fly with expert pilots from your couch. Need fans for your AI music creation? Share and sell it to the world on Seek. Seek is social media to find your purpose so you can get paid. Yeah, that was 49.
Yep.
Now,
Okay.
what I would say on the action statement is, and actually, Scott, this is also advice for you as well, because in both of your cases, you actually have this multi-audience situation that ultimately will require an individual pitch for, like Mary, in your case, there's an individual pitch for the creators, right? Like the experts. And then there's the third, what we call the umbrella pitch, that pulls in a clean way both of those value props into one pitch. Really, that third one, is where you put the investor language in the action statement.
Okay.
So, like Scott, in your case, the underwriters alone, your action can just be like, get to the heart of or get your data in rhythm at gassoontohelp.com.
Yeah.
Mary, in your case, the action statement alone here could just be like, stop searching, start seeking at seek with a C.com.
Okay, like stop doom scrolling, start dream scrolling.
Yeah. We didn't really use the doom versus dream like idea earlier. So
Stop searching, start seeking. Yeah.
yeah, either that, or you could bring it back to the blue check mark and be like, forget about blue checks and start making blue check marks and start making green.
And start making real checks.
Yeah. Yeah. Disregard the blue checks and get closer to real checks on Seek.
I like that.
Could do that. And then, your whole thing is like 52 seconds.
Mhm.
And then you build out the expert's pitch, and then the third one, and that's the one. Excuse me. That's the one that you have more investor detail in the action step.
Mhm.
Okay. Scott, you want to come back to your other one?
Sure. Yeah, I'm gonna go ahead and read it.
Yeah, actually, Mary, can you pull down your screen share?
Yes. Okay, here we go.
And then, yeah, same thing. We'll do the eyes closed. I'll hit start when you begin.
All right, sounds good. 2 p.m., 47 alerts, one nurse asking for clarity, 0 minutes for lunch. The next patient is already waiting. Physicians aren't slow, software is. The inbox fills before the first patient. The charting continues long after the last. By sunset, work follows him home. Stealing hours meant for rest, family, and real life. When screens win, the human side of care disappears. One glance, the whole patient, people before pop-ups, powered by Gazoon. Gazoon hands back the hours lost to clicks and alerts, turning hurried appointments into truly personal care. Before a patient checks in, Gazoon quietly gathers the data, ranks what matters, and delivers a concise clinical summary with next best actions. So the doctor walks in prepared and walks out with the chart done. Every minute wrestled from the screen goes straight back into patient care. 250,000 lives, $4.6 billion. Lost to healthcare complexity, not capability. Gazoon turns that risk into value by giving doctors time to care. Our mission, make every visit truly personal. GazoonHealthData.com.
Okay. If I account for like that just little trip up, you're probably like a minute 5 on that one.
Yeah.
How do you feel?
It's yeah, just like the last one, I kind of have to get over the clunkiness and inflections, and there's probably like 1 or 2 spots I could maybe kind of like strike a word or something like that. But it feels close.
Yeah, I think overall the message is getting there, is pretty close. Mary, what did you think?
Yeah, I thought it was really good.
Any specific aspects of it that stood out to you?
I like the fact that it's concise, but it packs a lot of stuff in. And I think that's the most surprising thing about the 1 minute. It's like you get a lot of information, but it doesn't feel like, like you're getting a lot of information.
Yeah. Yeah. Um, let's pull up the screen share, Scott.
Yep. All right, here we go.
Okay, 2 p.m., 47 alerts, one nurse asking for clarity, 0 minutes for lunch. The next patient is already waiting. That's strong. You pull someone directly into that.
Mm-hmm.
Physicians aren't slow. Software is. The inbox fills before the first patient. You mean first patient like of the day?
Yeah. Yep.
Okay. The inbox fills before. Charting continues long after the last. By sunset, work follows them home. Stealing hours meant for rest, family, and real life. Physicians aren't slow. Software is. The inbox fills before the first patient. The charting continues long after the last. By sunset, work follows them home, stealing hours meant for rest, family, and I feel like just for time's sake, you could probably just say stealing hours meant for real life. Like pick one of those 3.
Yeah, maybe family.
Yeah.
Or yeah, maybe real life.
Family might resonate more because
Yeah,
Yeah.
I kind of feel like that too, as I
I'm just thinking about, again, like my brother's a physician, and like the only thing he wants to do is like not have to do so much work at night so he can like, hang out with his girls.
Yeah.
Mhm.
When screens
Yeah.
win, the human side of care disappears. Okay, so I think I like that close of the problem statement, but I think the approach, um, it's a little bit too like, what you are following in how you wrote that is this idea of like phrasing something as like a dream big, but the
Hmm.
specific words are like too platform based almost.
Okay.
So then what it creates is now it's unclear. And so the approach, it's like, if it's dreaming big, the words also then need to keep it in like up here, not ground level.
Yeah.
Um, and maybe it's like, what was the approach for the other audience?
Um, get to the heart of the data.
It's possible you can just use that again, but tweak it slightly. We didn't do anything about heart. Um,
I mean, if I just strike this and just one glance, a whole patient. Or is that not quite big enough?
feel like it's still, so like if we were to compare this to like the fan food pitch, for example, which was the mobile ordering app for games.
Mhm.
So their approach statement was fan food keeps you in the moment. I feel like the equivalent of one glance the whole patient would be like order in one tap with fan
Mhm.
food.
Yeah.
Um, let's come to the solution and see if we can use that to figure out the approach. He soon hands back the hours lost to clicks and alerts, turning hurried appointments into truly person. Maybe your approach is take back your time. And that would just be like with Gasund instead of powered by Gasund. Gassoon hands back the hours lost to clicks and alerts, turning hurried appointments into truly personal care. Before a patient checks in, Gassoon quietly gathers the data, ranks what matters, and delivers a concise clinical summary with next best actions. So the doctor walks in prepared and walks out with the chart done. I feel like the doctor walks in prepared and walks out with the chart done. It has closing statement energy behind it.
Hmm.
I don't think you necessarily need another thing on top of that. Um,
So would this work as kind of like the approach statement somehow? Or is this just kind of too flat to?
well, how would you see that coming together in the approach?
Yeah, because I'm trying to think of the approach from the standpoint of, and kind of the problem being like you're losing time from your family, you're losing time from your patients. Um, so yeah, I guess take back your time with Gazoon does kind of hit both of those points. Yeah, this is almost just adding too much to it.
So maybe if you do have another closing statement, maybe it's more about like spend your nights with your family, not charting. But if there's a way you can use like alliteration,
Mhm.
I have children and charting have the same alliteration, or not that every doctor has kids, but um, is there a word that starts with F or PH that would have to do with charting or updating notes?
Yeah, because the first thing I thought of was with your kids, not your keyboard. But
Ooh, that's also good.
yeah, I mean, to your point, like not everybody has kids, but I mean, enough people
Enough
like,
do. So obviously, then you just start with like with Gassoon, spend your nights with your kids, not your keyboard. Or you could say with Gassoon, nights and weekends are for your kids, not the keyboard. And then if you're going to do the sort of the data points here, um, I would get away from like using the punchy statement sort of
okay.
grammatical structure and instead just be like, yeah, each year 250,000 lives and $4.6 billion are lost to healthcare complexity. Okay, so soon turns that risk into value. You probably don't need another like um, value point there, especially because you have the
Mhm.
mission statement next.
Okay. See if they just strike this all together.
Yeah. Um, and perhaps your close then is like the CTA is like care shouldn't be complex. Make every visit truly personal at GassoonHealthData.com. Okay. Why don't we go ahead and read that back and let's time it again.
Okay. All right. 2 p.m., 47 alerts, one nurse asking for clarity, 0 minutes for lunch. The next patient is already waiting. Physicians aren't slow, software is. The inbox fills before the first patient. The charting continues long after the last. By sunset, work follows them home. Stealing hours meant for family. When screens win, the human side of care disappears. Take back your time with Gazoon. Gazoon hands back the hours lost to clicks and alerts, turning hurried appointments into truly personal care. Before a patient checks in, Gazoon quietly gathers the data, ranks what matters, and delivers a concise clinical summary with next best actions. So the doctor walks in prepared and walks out with the chart done. With Gazoon, nights and weekends are for your kids, not your keyboard. Each year, 250,000 lives and $4.6 billion are lost to healthcare complexity, not capability. Care shouldn't be complex. Make every visit truly personal. See how at gazoonhealthdata.com.
Yep, and that was 59 seconds. Final small tweak. When you get to solution, you can talk directly to the target audience. So instead of so the doctor, you could say so you walk in prepared.
Okay.
I have a question where you say human side of care. Can you just say care?
Let's see, where is that?
Yeah, the thing I was trying to communicate is like kind of that personal touch rather than like just the doctor focusing on the technology.
Mhm.
So yeah, like I kind of agree with you. Like this kind of feels a little weird.
Well, here, think about this though. If you just say care disappears, a doctor is probably going to refute that if you're telling them they don't provide
Mm.
care. They are probably more likely to agree with, yeah, the human side is getting lost.
Mhm.
Mm.
But if you just say care disappears, then you're inadvertently accusing them of malpractice.
Yeah.
Mm.
So maybe the human side is getting lost.
Yeah, or just say gets lost just to make it a shorter sentence. When screens win,
The human side. Yeah.
the human side gets lost.
Mhm.
Inspect the hours lost to clicks and alerts, turning to hurried. Now, just to
We,
clarify for your own mental categorization, your first line of your solution is leading with product, not leading with
oh,
value, because you said Gasoon does.
yeah, I think that was something I changed and forgot to change the
Got it.
note.
Before a patient.
Do we, so the fact that this says loss and this says loss, is that,
You probably want to update one of those. Um, Hours spent on clicks and
taken
alerts.
by,
Yeah. And then this will be a timing thing, but I wonder if you could say at the end of that product explanation, you could say, so you walk in prepared, um, are fully present with the patient, and walk out with the chart done.
yeah, yeah,
Now, again, that might have added a little bit too much time, but something you can play with.
yeah, I'll kind of work on tweaking that. I'll just do it then.
Okay. But yeah, overall, this is good. So same
Yeah, I
thing,
like
just
it.
copy paste that into like the clean version um, down at the bottom of your document. Mary, did you have any other questions on yours?
For the action, I put stop chasing blue checks and start cashing real checks with Seek.
Yeah, got it. Awesome.
And I have a quick question. If I want to introduce the aspect in terms of people that are looking for purpose, especially people that are saying they're down without, really stating that, but also want to address them.
I'm sorry, address what?
The people that are looking for life coaching. So that would be the people that are, describe themselves as stressed or
Yeah.
depressed or bored.
So I feel like that's almost an additional audience for you. right? Because their problem is not so much around like skill development or monetization. It's really the ability to like function, right?
Not the better health set, the stressed set. Because better health, they're looking for therapists. The people that are, and they also say that they don't go to a therapist because there's nothing wrong with them. They're stressed, and they're very aware of their feelings, that they're bored, they're stressed, they're frustrated, they're looking for clarity, but there's nothing wrong with them. So they wouldn't go to a therapist, so they wouldn't go to better health, even if there are life coaches there, because it has to them the stigma of there's something wrong with me. And that's why we want Seek to be the alternative, as in, we understand you're bored, you're frustrated, but you're not looking for a therapist, you're looking for a life coach. And even with us, our life coaches, it's, again, you don't prescribe or diagnose, right? You're just there as a supportive ear.
Right.
Mhm.
My feeling is that it is a unique enough audience subset
Mhm.
that
Mm.
you're better off creating a specific pitch slash value prop for that group
Okay.
than trying to cram them into this one as well.
Mhm.
So
Mhm.
then when you have that umbrella investor one, maybe you include them into that mix as well with, a line or two, or maybe you don't. But
Mm.
with what we just mapped out, I think now if you also try and fit a narrative of stressed and need life coaching help, I think it takes away from the rest of the narrative that was built rather than adds to it.
Mhm. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Makes sense.
Okay. So, great work and good and awesome to work with you all over the last 10 days. Couple final things that I'll share with you now. Get my screen up. And Scott, did you share that the healthcare one with me or no?
I think so. Yeah, it's shared with one person, so I think I did.
Okay. Okay. Yeah, I do have it. Great.
Okay.
All right. So coming out of today, there's a couple additional materials for you. I will make this visible. So there is an additional video on how to, what I call, conversationalize your K-pasta. So how do you take this like written word and turn it into, like, if you're in a one-on-one casual interaction with someone and not so much a structured pitch setting, how do you take what you created and conversationalize it? The other video is, hey, if you had like a 2 or a 3 minute pitch, how do you integrate this into those 2 or 3 minute pitches? This here will take you to a document that has a final playlist of just all of the companion videos from the program. The reason why I'm putting that here is because at some point in the next couple of weeks, I'll be hiding all the content again because we'll start a new cohort and I don't want them to have access to everything on day one. So I would just bookmark this Google Doc so you have access to it. Additionally, Neb will send a follow-up email that has the playlist of the live session recordings from this cohort as well. Where you can also choose to take it from here is if you want to kind of continue to build on this, like we have a full one-on-one process we can continue to start working on, which would be the development of this pitch kit, which now we build on this content. And if we need to create or refine the additional elevator pitches, we do that. Then we build out a very nice storyboard of your deck, flip it into the actual slides, and prepare these other assets as well. and also promote you in the process. So that is a next step for you as well that you can choose to talk to me about. Nebraska will follow up in an email with your with an exit survey. And in that survey, you can say like, yes, I do want to have a follow-up conversation. The other things will be, so that exit survey, completion of the exit survey is what gives you access to join future cohorts if you want to. But without that, I will not let you into future cohorts. So it's not very intense. It's, it should take like 5 minutes to complete. So just make sure you do that when you get it sent to you. And then she'll also send a separate email with that digital badge information and how to make use of that for your LinkedIn profile. Now, I will say on the digital badge, if you're getting that, in the little like description that you would put on your profile, line 1 or line 2 says something like, ask to hear my pitch. So I want you to not just know this on paper. I want you to also know it if someone actually asks you. So just keep that in mind, like continue to like work with this, practice it. I think some of the best things you can do are to print it out on paper, like the final clean version, print it out and put a copy on your refrigerator door, put one next to your laptop, put one on your bathroom mirror, like force yourself to run into it a lot. So that way you get really comfortable with the language. Another technique that's also useful is record a voice note of yourself narrating it. And then like when you go on a walk, when you're in the car, just keep hitting play on that voice note. So you constantly have to listen to it and then say it back. Let me think of what else. That should be everything. Any final questions that any of you have?
No, because that was the one question I had was because there's like pitch competitions that range from like 2 to 3 minutes. So like having that resource of how to kind of extend it out to kind of fit that time is exactly what I was looking for. So that's awesome.
Great. Mary, any final questions or thoughts?
No, I think I truly enjoyed it.
Great. The last thing I will ask then is if you could just drop a note in here on final sort of takeaway or thought as you move forward from here. Oh, great. Thank you. The pressure of typing while everyone's looking.
Yeah, I'm just used to the 3 little dots on my iPhone, so I'm waiting for the text message.
Awesome. Love it. Okay. Pleasure to work with you both. And I hope our paths continue to intertwine. Okay.
Awesome.
Definitely appreciate it.
All right. Take care. And I'll talk to you all soon.
All right.
You as
Thanks.
well.
Okay.
Thank you.
All right.